over in right front, and she will not hit against the block in this game, in this set of McMahon at all. She's going to hit against Ward here and then against the setter twice. So
Williams gets the first point for USC.
Interesting, and a good start for USC. Interesting that USC has spun the dial. They changed their first server by 2 positions, so Jupiter is now the first server. And even though she misses that, she's going to have a better matchup looking to get her going and light a fire under her offensively.
She now has 3 service errors in the match. Colleen Ward back to serve. On the opposite side here for Illinois, they have changed up the way they have trained all year long so that they would be fresh late in the season, late in matches. Kevin Hambley felt like they ran out of gas the last couple of years late in the season. So they've decided to train smarter, train harder, and train longer this year.
And not only did they run out of gas, but they suffered a few ACL injuries. And they just looked at some of the research, and it said if you train harder and do some certain things that can elevate slightly testosterone levels, of course in a legal way in the weight room and conditioning, then you can actually prevent injuries. So Illinois is looking to do that, have no more of those ACL injuries. One of their All-Americans, Laura DeBruler, suffered one of those, a couple others too, and they just want to keep everybody healthy at the end of the season. But it's led them to think, hey, this coach doesn't have a very good concept of time. He told us yesterday, hey, we're just going to practice for about an hour, little passing, no jumping, and then they ended up going 2.5 hours, about 1,000 jumps and swings.
Can't complain about the results. They're 6-0 in 5-set matches this year.
So what happens is you get Alex Jupiter away from a great blocker, end blocker for Illinois in Liz McMahon. Now who gets to hit at her? The other outside hitter for USC, Sarah Shaw, has to contend with that block now.
Kevin Hambley over there talking with his assistant David Niffen, who was on John Sparaw's staff on the men's side at Irvine, part of a national championship team.
2 of them. UC Irvine winning 2 in 3 years. What a great program that they've built up there, but he decided to switch it up and join the women's game instead. One of the reasons that Hambley wanted him on the staff is just a different way of thinking. Wanted some new perspectives on the game.
It's a 4-0 run, and Alex Jupiter has left the floor. They subbed her out and is down on the end of the bench, standing next to head coach Mick Haley, who's taking a different perspective on things.
Just wants to give her a chance to cool off, and she was having a little trouble with ball control in the backcourt, so give her a chance to regroup.
It is all Illinois in terms of the momentum right now. Aaron Johnson with a kill and a 6-3 lead. Johnson now with 7 kills and 6 blocks. Strong serve leads to the tough pass. Free ball, Illinois. Lurson looking to Birch. Shaw got it off the block. Point SC.
And there you get to see Shaw hit against a much smaller end blocker. Not a bad blocker, but just nothing like a 6'6" blocker. The setter being that blocker in that case, Annie Lurson.
Sliding behind is Johnson, similar to the play you drew up during the intermission. Shanked off of Beltran and out. Point SC.
And
Jupiter's back.
Jupiter coming alive, back in the game, and getting the hit against a block around which she can find space.
The 6'6" McMahon is out right now for Illinois. Lurson looking to Johnson, likes that slide.
USC will often trust the block of Alex Jupiter, so they leave her completely one blocker against one hitter. They'll leave her one-on-one a lot, expecting her to notch some stuffs. Not that time. Johnson winning the battle.
Bateman, a long run for it to try and set up. Jupiter got it through.
So it's exactly what USC wanted. It's not a great located set, but still they're getting Jupiter's offense to come alive. She gets to hit against a block that she can use more to her advantage at 5'11" instead of 6'6".
The chess game is underway between these two coaches. USC wanting to find some space for Jupiter. Illinois wanting to take that space away.
And again, Johnson going right back at Jupiter one-on-one. Having great success for Illinois. Johnson having a huge night.
Jupiter. Barch down to pick it up. Lurson sliding in. Another good dig for Hagelin. Jupiter misfires. Point Illinois.
Jupiter still forcing things, trying to make something happen when it's not quite there. She didn't have to hit it that high against that smaller end blocker.
Williams, Barch again. Now to Ward. Down the line, Point Illinois.
If I were Ward, I'd be hitting that shot every time. There is nobody there to defend. The block is not taking her line, and there is no, watch here, no defender situating herself close enough to the line to pick that ball up.
Timeout, USC. Illinois taking charge. Trying to get to the championship match for the first time in school history.
The NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship is presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up. And in part by Bass Pro Shops Santa's Wonderland. Time passes. Hold on to Christmas.
The Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas. And inside the Alamo Dome for the national semifinals. Tied at 1 set apiece. Illinois hitting .667 here in the third set for the lead. Kevin Hambly in his third season as the head coach. Sweet 16 in 09, again in 10. And now breaking through to the national semis. They are looking for their first NCAA tournament win against a West Coast team. They are 0-9 in school history in the tournament, including losses to Hawaii in both the 87 and the 88 semis. Under the guidance of then head coach Mike Hebert. Alex Jupiter gets the kill. Kevin Hambly told us yesterday we got to win at the pins. They're winning at the pins right now. Ward and Barch, their outside hitters, combining for 28 kills. Getting some good help in the middle, but their big hitters, Karch, are delivering tonight.
And even in this set alone, the two of them hitting about 400 together. Meanwhile, across the net, USC's pin hitters, Alex Jupiter and Sarah Shaw, having trouble getting the ball to the floor, which means having trouble scoring points for their team.
Another kill for an outside. Ward adds to the tally. 11-7 Illinois. Jupiter. A couple of kills in a row for Alex now. Give her 11 on the night.
One of the things I'm impressed with on Illinois' side of the net is just how few times the ball is hitting the floor without somebody getting a hand on it. They're positioning themselves as blockers, as defenders in really good spots. They know, they've studied these hitters well. Good scouting report done by Illinois. That was one of the few, but it went out of bounds anyway. Jupiter still trying to force it, trying to create some points for her team.
10 kills, 8 errors on 41 swings tonight for Alex Jupiter. Ward. Williams pounds it down.
She has been unstoppable. 12 kills now, even with 2 blockers in front of her, but her good vision there found the seam between blockers They got to get the ball to her every chance they can. It's just that they are not controlling the Illinois serve nearly as well as Illinois is controlling the opposition.
Birch missed it wide, point USC. Hagelin floats it over.
That's a good serve to take Erin Johnson out of the offense by serving the ball to her.
Fuller to Beltran. Jupiter out of the back. Got it. Point SC.
That's a better swing by Jupiter. She wasn't hitting at full speed. That was more of a three-quarter swing. Goes into the corner. Good things happen when you hit high and flat. Deep third of the court.
Barch got it.
Same strategy that Colleen Ward has been using. Barch breaks out, and that is just hitting it down the line against USC. And you could see Coach Haley talking to his end blocker. We need to take a little more line here. They're just beating us there too much.
Shaw getting it back from Jupiter into the block. And it ricochets out, point at USC. McMahon down the line on the opposite side.
And that's a mismatch. Even though Sarah Shaw is listed at 6'2", McMahon just towers over her. That's the kind of mismatch that if Illinois keeps using effectively, especially one-on-one, they have a huge offensive advantage.
Beltran dumps it over to Johnson. Ward got the platform down to pass. Quick to Ogard, long.
You can see that generally speaking, USC's middles, we saw how some middles will run off one leg behind the setter, that layup type approach. USC's middles prefer much more to jump off 2 feet than one and stay in front of the setter, but it means it's much easier to defend. They're not spreading the court out as much. Again, the quick hitter stays in front of the setter, and Illinois can block and kind of crowd the middle of the court. You see Illinois Barch there moving way in, so that three blockers are really only have to block half the court.
Wilson looking to Barch. Hagelin pops it up.
Ooh, that was going out.
Back to Barch. Into the net. Point SC.
If you're USC, you got to be really happy. They are not playing a particularly smooth game right now. Only down by one in this critical third set.
Good play at the net by Ogard. Ties it at 15.
Very good read. You got to be careful if you're setter Annie Luersen there and break out the left hand. You've got a couple of really tall middles against you. You're better suited to jump and just get them to jump with you and then set somewhere else. Like that.
Good job by Luersen. Again, that slide behind effective to Johnson.
Yeah, and the key was that Luersen jumps in the air, a blocker jumps with her, and then Johnson is free to do anything she wants with the ball. Nobody's in front of her, no blocker in front of her.
10 kills, 6 blocks tonight for Johnson. Another tough serve. Luersen, again, Johnson.
Spreading the defense out again.
Fuller able to get up and get it. Again, the 6'6" McMahon is on the sideline right now.
Yep, she'll come back in the game once the setter for Illinois, Annie Luersen, gets to the back row and gets to her serving turn. That's when McMahon comes in. So McMahon is only a front row player. She shares the position.
Jupiter's starting to heat up now. Karch 7 kills in this set for the odds-on favorite to take home Player of the Year honors tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's helped USC. Even though they're not at their best, their most crisp, it's a controversial touch call here. Let's see if it hits. Ooh, I'm not sure that touched. But I think it's to USC's advantage that they got Alex Jupiter going. She's hitting 360 in this set. Not much better than she was in the first two. And so something that'll be interesting to watch is how the two coaches adjust their starting orders the next game to see if USC can get her a better matchup.
7 kills prior, 7 kills this set. Now the chess match of the young Hamley and the veteran Nick Haley. And a timeout called by Illinois as USC has taken the lead. 18-17 in the third. We're even at 1 set apiece. And the ace gives the edge to Southern Cal. 18-17 USC here in the third. We are even at 1 set apiece. And 35 years on the job for Mick Haley, the last 11 at USC, still bringing the passion to the game every night.
And actually, he's much more animated tonight than he was for much of an incredibly stressful pair of matches last weekend at Hawaii. Looked so cool and so calm. I thought look at him now, getting his team going. If anything, he wanted his team just to stay cool in the midst of that barrage with 10,000 people cheering for Hawaii in that regional semifinal.
2 titles at USC, 2 championships at Texas, one of those an AIAW title before the NCAA took over. Also a couple of championships when he was coaching in the junior college ranks.
Hitting too much at the libero.
Ward couldn't put it down. Jupiter can. 8 kills in the set now for Jupiter.
Yeah, she's having much more success hitting against a block that has no 6'6" end blocker, and the opposite Liz McMahon for Illinois. And
that's the adjustment that Haley made before the set started by changing his rotation a bit. Here's Jupiter over the top of the double block.
So it gets really interesting because at the end of this set, the coaches have 3 minutes to decide where do we start. They have to guess where the other team's going to start, and then their best guess determines where they start.
A 3-point advantage. Illinois will use its final timeout. An 8-2 run started by the libero Haglund.
Both liberos playing particularly strong defensively. Anything that's coming their way, and they got a lot of heat coming their way from hitters like Alex Jupiter and Colleen Ward. They're controlling, doing a really nice job of keeping the ball high in the air on their side of the net.
20-17 in the race to 25. Have to win by 2. What's been a big day for ESPN and the NCAA. A 13-year extension of the agreement running through 2024 now to cover NCAA championships. 24 events per year, and adding even more coverage on ESPNU and ESPN3, including new championships in gymnastics, lacrosse, track and field, bowling, and fencing, all a part of the new ESPN NCAA agreement. Beth Mullins, along with Karch Karai, was trying to count how many of those I've worked in the past. I've done fencing before.
Who's your call for the 2024 NCAA women's volleyball final?
Both these teams hoping they'll be right back here in the championship. You've been here before playing in semifinals, winning 3 titles at UCLA. The Bruins are awaiting the winner of this matchup. And now we're starting to see the cream rise to the top in Jupiter and Ward and Barch.
Both these teams playing Illinois in the Big Ten and USC in the Pac-12, playing in very tough conferences. They both lost. They both failed sometimes. They both had to come back from adversity. So whoever loses this third set is already in a good position to be able to battle back, make it go 5. Wow, some heat from Ward there. But I think both these teams have proven throughout the season that they can respond from adversity, even falling down 2-1. If USC does, they already came back twice the last 2 matches, and Illinois the same.
Fuller. McMahon is back in, by the way, the 6'6" middle. There she is getting the bump for Illinois. Ward.
Wow.
Crushes that one. Point Illinois, 20 kills
The last 2. She's just going right around 6'5" Lauren Williams. So you see the result. USC moved its block out to take her line. So now she hits angle. Really good vision. So maybe USC has to play that cat and mouse game, that chess game, and move the block back out. Or mix it up from swing to swing to keep her guessing.
Williams gets another kill in the middle. Serving up 2 for USC. Jupiter. Going to Ward again. Hagelin down to pick it up. Jupiter out of the back, off the block.
Boy, with the combination of getting Jupiter a better matchup and giving her a little spell so that she could get a breather and regroup, reset. She is really turning it on for USC.
Subbed her out momentarily and brought her back in. She's got 10 kills in this set. She had 7 in the first 2 sets. Shaw misfires, point Illinois.
In this set, Alex Jupiter hitting .440. She was essentially 0 after the first 2. So clearly that matchup is huge, and it'll be so interesting to see where these 2 coaches start their teams in set number 4.
Ward, big time serve.
Yeah, good serve. Got him in trouble.
Williams, couple of blockers on the other side waiting for her. Point Illinois.
Williams' mistake going at it with trying to make the play with 1 arm instead of 2, shanking it right into the net.
Mick Haley will use his final timeout. Up a point late here in the 3rd. Another big weekend on the ESPN networks as college football gets back underway. Capital One Bowl Week has a triple header for you. The Gildan New Mexico Bowl at 2 Eastern. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl at 5:30. And the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl at 9 Eastern. All a part of Capital One Bowl Week. 31 games in the next 24 days. College football returns. Bowl season is upon us. And we have 1 finalist in to the championship game Saturday night. That'll be UCLA. Who's going to join them? USC leading Illinois here in the 3rd, 22-21. Best 3 of 5 to get that other spot in the championship match. Illinois has never played in the final. USC seeking a 4th NCAA title, as are the UCLA Bruins.
USC was one of those few teams that won 2 in a row and tried to defend for a 3rd time. One in 02, one in 03, but just came up a little short in 04. The first team to win 3 in a row, Penn State, 07, 08, 09, and then stole another one, 4 in a row through last year, but there will be a new champion.
They had that NCAA record 109 match winning streak. The prior record was held by USC at 52 wins in a row after they won the back-to-back championships. That streak was ended by Illinois.
And the other one that's so impressive, Penn State winning 26 NCAA tournament matches in a row. The next best only 16.
There's McMahon.
And do you see what Illinois did? They switched to McMahon. Normally she blocks on one side of the court. This time she blocks on her left side of the court. Bateman didn't see it and make an adjustment and set somewhere else. Let's see where McMahon goes this time, right or left.
That was a facial on Fuller. Evens it up at 22.
She is going left. She faked right. Bateman sets the other way. Now they're going to have to set McMahon out on the left side.
Jupiter digs it up. Bateman goes away from McMahon to the left. She'll get another swing. And another point.
So USC's got to figure out something to avoid the McMahon block. The other good thing about Illinois having McMahon block on the left is they get to have her take some huge swings out there herself.
Came down to Illinois and Penn State in the recruiting. Took her 5 visits to finally figure it out. She's over on the left side to block this time. Beltran with a good get. Ward out of the back. Illinois has got a set point.
And just when USC looked like it was in great shape to go up 2-1 with the matchup they liked in this game, all of a sudden they lose even in the better matchup for Alex Jupiter if Illinois gets this set point.
Fuller. Ward down to get it. Barch ends it. 6 unanswered points for Illinois to take the 3rd set and a 2-1 lead. Michelle Barch goes deep to close it down as we head to the 4th. Illinois 1 set away from their first trip to the finals.
ABCA players